Welcome to this bonus edition of Strange New Pod. I am your Fleet Admiral and host, Julian Brown. I just wanted to say very quickly, happy holidays to everyone, no matter what you celebrate. Thank you for just being with us this year. It's been amazing. I know we were going to do our Temporal Cold War episode, but we all needed a break. But I had this amazing interview planned with my friend David Jones. He's a background actor in Toronto, and we've been wanting to set this up for a while. He's worked on Strange New Worlds. He was in the episode Under the Cloak of War, which was just simply fantastic. We're going to talk to him about that. So I hope you guys enjoy it. We're just having a very relaxed chat for this one. We will see you next week on the 28th for our end of year episode, our special. That'll be great. And then we'll see you January 11th for our Temporal Cold War episode. Also, before we continue, I just want to say a very quick thank you to our amazing sponsors, Heroes and Villains. You can use our code STRANGE to get 20% off your first order. They freaking rock. Make sure, hey, maybe a late Christmas present, a New Year's gift, you never know. This amazing shirt, check them out. Sit back, relax, get some eggnog, whatever you want to drink, and check out this interview with David Jones. Be right back.
Bills and bows, people! Bills and bows, let's go! Let's go! You're late!
Yo,
Julian.
what's up, buddy?
What's up, pal?
How you doing?
Vince, I'm cooked. How are you?
Oh, I bet, man. I'm recovering. I'm like better finally. So it's
Good.
I still got like some weird shit going on in my sinuses, but like nothing you can really do. Yeah.
This is season, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. Listen, man, I see you wearing the Star Trek shirt, the Enterprise. Got one too. It's a good shirt. I think I actually used to have that shirt, so we already know what we're talking about. I wanna ask you, what's your history with Star Trek? I mean, obviously, we're gonna talk about the fact that you were in episode 208 of Strange New Worlds, but like, what's your history with it? Did you grow up a fan? Did you become a fan later in life? Like, how did that go about?
I think my first episode of Star Trek when I grew up was watching in like elementary school, just before high school. I can't exactly remember when I got into it, but I remember it was just before. I think it was just before the Best of Both Worlds aired.
Nice. Nice. And did you, was it like a family thing, or were you
It was me
just
and my
kind of
grandma.
yeah.
Yeah, me and my grandma. She got into it as well too. My mom had a big uh, heartthrob for Jonathan Frakes, so I think that's
As do
the
we all.
So I think that's the reason she got into Star Trek as well too. I think my first Star Trek movie that I remember watching was in theaters for First Contact.
Nice.
I can't remember if I saw Generations in theater or not.
Yeah. My first Star Trek movie that I ever saw was Undiscovered Country. So that just like it's automatically my favorite Star Trek movie because it's
Yeah.
the first one I saw, and I had a VHS of it. And after that, I think was the movie Summer School. So just watch like Star Trek back to back, and then it's like raunchy comedy after like all the time. It was so much fun.
So that would have been what I was gonna say. That's American Pie, and like that's 10 years too early.
It's like it was I think it was a maybe an 80s movie. It was because like a family member had taped it off of like Showtime for me back when you know people tape stuff on VHS. So it was Undiscovered Country, and then yeah. And then Summer School. I think it was called Summer School. I don't know. It's been years. But yeah, man, that sounds like about when I started. I mean, I was watching it as a baby, like, you know, because my mom had it on in the background, but like around the same time is when like I could remember Star Trek. So like Undiscovered Country time, Best of Both Worlds. So that's funny. Are we around the same age?
Yeah, I'm 86.
Oh, we are the same age. I'm 86 too. So there you go.
Would you in November? So you'd be early
March.
March, yeah.
Yep, March. So
Do you remember what your first episode was?
Yes, I've talked about this on the pod a few times. My first episode that I can remember is Arsenal of Freedom from TNG. That's the one where they go investigate a planet, and it's like those weird buzzy machines, and they keep getting stronger. They were like a super weapon, and like Beverly crashes through the ground.
Yep.
Yeah. And Geordi gets to take command of the Enterprise, does a saucer separation. So
Great episode. Great episode.
You know, it's nothing special, but it's like it's my first episode that I remember watching, you know, so it's special to me. Yeah.
I think mine that I really got into before Best of was Gambit before Best of Both Worlds or after.
Ooh, is Gambit? Which one's
W-
Gambit?
When Picard's under the mercenary ship and Riker gets captured. Remember they both
Oh,
there.
that's way after. Yeah, Arsenal of Freedom
Yeah,
season one.
one right. Yep,
Yeah, yeah. So you still have babyface Riker.
yep.
Yeah, yeah. Incredible.
Was
Yeah.
Gambit before Best of Both Worlds or after?
I think Gambit was after. I think Gambit was pretty late in TNG, if I remember correctly, but I could be wrong. I feel like it's season six.
Because Gambit Best of Both Worlds was what up season four?
Yeah, so Best of Both Worlds was finale season three,
Oh,
premiere
okay,
season four. So yeah, I think it was a bit
gotcha.
after. Yeah, yeah.
Gambit was a great episode.
Gambit is a great episode. Yeah, you get to see a different side of Jean Luc. It's really
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
I think one of my favorites is it Regeneration when they all deform into
Genesis.
Genesis? That's it. Yeah,
That movie gave me that not movie. That episode gave me nightmares as a kid.
that Barclay's the spider.
Oh, and
Worf is
like,
that big, yeah,
and of course they made Riker a caveman, right?
yeah, exactly.
It's so
Oh,
ridiculous.
oh,
Yeah.
Undiscovered Country. That would have been a great movie to work on.
Oh, right. Oh man, that movie holds up to this day. It's still so fantastic.
It,
One of the I think
yeah,
one of the only TOS. I mean, you could say Wrath of Khan, but like if you go for like full on special effects, acting, everything, it still holds really well.
yeah. It doesn't look like it. Look at Attack of the Clones. Has not aged well at all. Yet the
No.
original Star Trek movie still look fantastic.
Yep, they definitely do. One thing that we always like to ask our friends and our guests is we've been talking about these great episodes, but like a couple of for some people they're hard, for some people they're really easy. Your favorite character and your favorite episode.
Character. Maybe the Moriarty. Arc.
Okay, okay, yeah,
Maybe Moriarty. I think Hugh might be my favorite because I've met John Delancey at a Comic Con just before COVID hit. Um, ooh, that's good. Ooh,
I
yeah.
know, I know.
You
Sometimes it
got
throws people.
favorite episode? It's got to be Gambit.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, it's a great episode, man. It really is. And he doesn't he when Will beams on the bridge of that ship to keep his cover, doesn't Jean Luc punch him in the face at one point?
He punches when they're walking. When is it? Oh, what was the bad guy's name? Baran. Um, when Riker and him first meet, and they're in that like ready conference room, ready room,
Yeah.
whatever it was. He walks in and yeah, punches him in the face. Yeah.
Oh, it's epic. It's so good. It's so good.
Oof.
Yeah.
What's another your favorite that's very underrated?
Ooh. Wow. Now you're throwing me. Okay. Underrated. Wow.
Those Robin Hood ones were fun.
The Robin Hood ones are fun. If I mean if we're talking just about TNG, I mean like I think that the TNG season 1 finale is a bit underrated because it's just silly. I mean, it's not like a great episode, but that's the one where they find the people in the time capsules and they're
Oh
like
yeah,
also tracking a cloak ship, and that's like the return of the Romulans. So
great
and
episode.
and it's Mark Alamo as the Romulan
Yeah.
commander, Gul Dukat. So it's like
Yep.
it's just a cool moment, right? There's some great episodes in season 2. I think, you know, some of the early Worf episodes, like we just did our best of Worf episode. Like I forgot how
Yep.
amazing Sins of the Father is. When you talk about Worf, that one doesn't get talked about as much because it's early on, and that's when he first receives his discommodation. But damn, that's a good episode. I also like it's in season. I think it's season 1 too. I can't remember the exact episode, but it's the one where it's basically the Klingon version of a birthday, and I think O'Brien and Geordi and Wesley all don't know why Worf's so pissed off, and it's just like he has to go through the ceremony and they do the pain sticks. Like
Yep.
that's a great episode too. So
Oh, I
yeah.
keep thinking that was Deep Space Nine.
No, no, no. That's
No,
TNG. Yeah, yeah,
I keep remember the Worf's is one where they go back in time. They put the a birthday hat on Worf at the
Yeah,
end.
yeah.
No,
Parallels, I believe. Yeah, right.
parallels.
Yep, parallels. Yep.
Oof. What's your favorites? Okay, so what about TOS?
Oh God, TOS.
I
Jeez.
still gotta be Balance of Terror
Balance of Terror for you.
or
I don't want
Space
to.
Seed.
I don't want to copy you. Giraffe will love this answer. I love Enterprise Incident. I also the Corbinite maneuver is really fantastic. Uh this is going to be maybe controversial because it the way that Corby deals with Chapel and stuff is, it's very like anti-woman and sexist. But I still think it was a good episode. Was What Little Girls Are Made Of, where you get that story arc and they clone Kirk, they make him like a robot. You find out Corby's a robot. I
Yep.
feel like that's an episode of TOS, and I think it's also the one where he holds the giant rock dong. So it's iconic, right? So yeah, that's a fun episode. It's creepy as fuck and it's got some problematic things, but I think it's an episode that I've seen the most of TOS. So
Which is the episode where Scotty's having the drinking game with the Klingon?
the drinking game with the Klingon. Oh, I don't remember
Yeah,
the name of that one.
yeah. Remember that one when he outdrinks the Klingon?
I don't.
Um,
Giraffe would
oh
know. Giraffe or MC would know.
yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. Um,
What are the? What's the other one where the R was it the R5 the computer Dr. Daystrom?
oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't remember the name of the episode, but yeah.
Great episode.
Wait, is that's not the Doomsday Machine, is it? No, it's no. That's not the Doomsday
No.
Machine. Oh,
Oh my
I'm
God.
gonna have to look that one up. That's a good
Great
one.
episode. Great episode. Yeah, when he attacks the Enterprise attacks the other
Yep,
starships. Yeah,
yep,
great
yep.
episode.
Oh, that's what. Finding. Oh yeah, I knew it. The Ultimate Computer. Yep.
Great
Yeah, I
episode.
was close. The Doomsday Machine, the Ultimate Computer. Close, close.
Exactly.
Um, we're talking about all these fantastic episodes, which had fantastic acting. I don't know how much Star Trek influenced you, but how did you decide one day? Because I wanted to be an actor, and it never happened. I did stage acting. I think I was on an episode of TRL. Like that's it.
Hey,
It didn't work out for me. But what made it click for you to say, I want to be an actor?
it's been a few buddies, because I did modeling, yeah, here and there over the last couple of years, right? And a couple of my buddies that I'm close with are like, you have the look. Why don't you take it, take it to the camera on film and stuff like that. And it was, a lot of pushing and prodding over the years to get me to finally do it. But it was during I think it was last year. I saw a casting call for Gotham Knights for the CW,
Oh, nice.
and that was my first that got me over the line, and it started giving me the acting bug. But it was Strange New Worlds that gave me the acting bug.
Nice. That's
I'm
awesome.
like, yeah, I got to do this more. I got to get back on that set.
I got to shout out JJ Lindell because I see the amazing poster of Under the Cloak of War.
Want to see
Just
it?
yeah, you can grab it if you want. I almost bought that one. I got the one that he did for Ad Astra per Aspera instead, but it was between this one and that, and it's just such a fantastic poster. He does great
Yeah,
work.
and he
Look at
signed it
that.
too. I think he signed it right there as well too.
Did you get to meet him, or was that one of the ones that he shipped?
That was one of the ones he shipped, and yes, you want a signature on it? I'm like, yeah. How's
Oh,
in this
okay,
episode?
nice.
I'm like, hell yes.
Yeah, that's dope. Dude, that's such a fantastic poster. He just did an incredible job.
They all were good.
Yeah, they really were. They
I
really
think
were.
because my buddy was in tomorrow. Tomorrow is it tomorrow and
Tomorrow
tomorrow.
and tomorrow and tomorrow. Yep.
He was one of the guys that was got his hand scanned at the Con Institute.
Oh, nice. The
So I think he got one for that.
Joey
And a friend
Tribbiani hand twin.
exactly. And then my one for him was one of the well, yeah, Farah. I think you guys like reposted her photo from at Aspera. She was one of the courtroom clerks.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and she was on that as well. Again, it's all Toronto based, so everybody knows each
She's
other.
on Instagram. Yeah,
Yeah,
she posts a lot on Instagram. She's fantastic.
yeah, she's so nice. I've
Yeah.
worked on with her on a bunch of sets. She's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're talking about it, so let's talk about it. You got to be on Strange New Worlds. You got to be in what ended up, I think, being one of the most polarizing episodes of the season under the Cloak of War.
Of the show, of the
Oh yeah,
series,
I would. Yeah,
franchise, right?
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. You got to play a red shirt or a red armored shirt.
And
Just
I survived.
and you survived. That's important. Not without a nasty scar on your face.
Exactly.
Just talk to me and tell the people listening, watching, what that experience was like.
Imagine being a kid in 1996. Your grandma makes you a Data Star Trek outfit. You've been watching it throughout your life, Voyager, Enterprise, et cetera, et cetera. Um, then it was actually funny. I was supposed to play in Orion.
Oh, okay.
I think it was that episode when Pike goes back to that planet of his that he visited years ago.
Oh, on Rigel
So
7.
Rigel
Yeah.
7.
Yep.
I think I was supposed to play an Orion for that episode because I don't remember seeing them else in season
Yep.
two. So I think it was availability. I had issues with
Oh
work,
no, the Orions were they were in the crossover.
yeah, that as well
Yep.
too. So I'm not sure because they didn't
Yeah.
any extras didn't get used because
Yep.
it was basically the crew. But I think it came down to work availability issues with my previous job at the time. I can't remember exactly what got me out of it. Um, but then I got the opportunity as it said wounded soldier. So I didn't know, am I playing a Starfleet officer, Klingon, some random? So the minute we had to go do COVID testing and a lot of COVID testing, right? COVID testing before your fittings, COVID testing before your
Wow.
shoots, stuff like that. So it was really, really strict. So I try to avoid everybody leading up, right? Because you fail that COVID test, you're gone.
Right, and then you're out of a check.
And you're not in Star Trek.
And you're not in Star Trek, most importantly.
Exactly. Exactly. So I was avoiding people like the plague. I wanted to be there, dream come true. So we're up there doing a COVID fitting. So you're walking in the wardrobe department. There's all the white outfits, the blue outfits, the golds, the reds. I'm like, oh my God, this is in Party City, or this isn't in Halloween. These are the
Hmm.
real things. So when the minute I saw the patch with USS Enterprise on my outfit, I broke down.
Oh,
I'll
dude,
admit
I
it.
would too. Oh, I would
I'm not.
too.
I'm not an emotional guy, but I broke down because, again, unfortunately, my grandma who made me that Data costume died
Oh,
during COVID,
oh man,
so she never,
apologies and condolences.
so she never got to see me put on the real thing. So it made it even more
Yeah.
emotional, stuff like that, right? Um, it was special. In the wardrobe people, they knew, this isn't just a regular job for this guy. He's a diehard, Star Trek
Yeah.
fan, right? It was special. And then walking on that set for the first day because we're on that, air wall, I
Yeah.
think they call it.
Yep.
Um, so it's hot. It's
Does that thing just like project heat? I've always wondered.
It does because you had to wear, because again, it was still during the pandemic. So you had to wear N95s, face shields. I think they've had to put a face shield on me just, so I'm not affecting the prosthetics
Right,
and
right.
makeup and stuff like that as well too. So it was hot, but there's me just, a kid in a candy store. I'm right here. There's Clint Howard right there sitting in its chair.
Dude, the one episode that you get to guest star, do a background show for, Clint Howard's on. Like, how epic is that, man? We're talking all the way back to TOS. Just incredible.
And imagine trying to keep that a secret for all this time
I
too.
bet. Yeah. Oh, wild.
Oh, and I almost wanted to nerd out to Clint Howard. I've watched him in Married with Children, Star Trek, Little Nicky.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I wanted to. I'm like, yeah, don't get kicked off now.
Yeah. No. Oh man. Um. How many days were you on set for?
Three.
3. Did you have a favorite moment from any of that shooting that just like really sticks out?
Um, I was, the picture I posted with the battle
Yeah.
wounds.
Yeah.
So I thought that was going to be, my big entrance into Star Trek, but that was the transporter scene where the
Right.
sauna scene where he's in
Yeah.
Benga's in the sonic shower. I'm like, really? They don't even get to see the prosthetics.
TV, man. TV.
Yeah,
Yep.
just how they edit it. And then the other two scenes, I'm walking in with the barracks with the and Benga's like protege that eventually
Yep.
gets killed off at the end. So I'm at the back there walking through. And then obviously, fiddling around with all the joysticks and everything there, leading up in the Battle of Jagal. It was surreal, man.
Oh, I can't imagine. I mean, like it's got to be cool going from being on that AR wall, right, and seeing how they like set all that up to then going and watching the episode, whether it's like on Paramount Plus or on Blu-ray or however you watch it, and seeing all those finished effects and like what they did with that episode, because it was just they just set the mood with that so much.
Yeah, like that was definitely AR 558 quality. We haven't seen too many episodes like
No,
that.
yeah.
They all did. I'll give Jess Bush was fantastic. Like there was a whole bunch of extra stuff like
Hmm.
that as well too. But she was fantastic with the kids too when they're
Oh
doing
yeah,
their stuff as well too. She was great with everybody.
that's awesome. She seems fantastic. I'd love to meet her sometime. Maybe have her on. Um, I'm curious for your costume fitting. Did you get to meet Bernadette Croft? Have you met her before? She's
I
the head
think
costume designer.
I think she was there, but everybody was behind N95s,
Yeah, yeah,
so it was hard to really tell.
yeah.
But I
She's
think she was
awesome.
the
She's
one.
a friend of the show. She's fantastic. So I would
I
want to
think it
know
was
if you
her
got
that
to
was
meet her.
doing. I think it was her who was doing the fitting for me. Again, the whole wardrobe, costume people, makeup, they were all fantastic. Again, they knew this wasn't a job.
Right.
You're just not some actor that's going to go to another, gig and stuff like that. They knew I was definitely a Star Trek fan, so I think they appreciated that
Yeah,
a lot more.
that's awesome.
Because even when we were offset, when we weren't filming, because there was one day that it took forever. The crew, they were great. They're like, yeah, we can tell you're a Star Trek fan. Just don't get into trouble, but enjoy. Yeah, come watch with us. I'm like, this is cool.
Ah, that's
But
awesome.
I was wishing I was there with Frakes' episode. I was hoping it was going to be his because again, I think it was leaked before that that he was going to be directing an
Yep.
episode, but he wasn't there. But it was special. But my only regret is when I was in the fitting is that I never got to see the Enterprise Bridge. I wanted to
Oh
see the
no.
Enterprise Bridge.
We gotta find a way to get you back as a background, like whether on the bridge or something, man. We gotta get you back on that set.
He's
Fingers
a, yeah,
crossed. All the
I'm a
fingers.
wound I'm a wounded soldier.
Yeah, right. Get to go shake the captain's hand, right? Like,
Let me
yeah.
have my episode. He's
Yeah.
still having PTSD, right?
Oh, yep. Yep. Listen, you've been saying that, this was special because you are a Star Trek fan, right? So it wasn't just like another gig for you, but you do a ton of other background work and acting work and modeling work. What's that like working, doing modeling and background acting? I know you're based out of Toronto, so they're just like, what's that whole experience like? Like, what have you been working on recently that you can talk about?
So I was in Priscilla on the biopic on Priscilla
Hmm.
Presley, again playing a security
Yeah.
guard, of course. Um, we did a Canadian show called Robin Hood.
I heard
So
about
I was
that.
so I was a police officer, SWAT cop, and I was, I think they can tell, especially the ADs, this person wants to work. He's here to work, right?
Yeah.
So I seem to be getting pushed to a lot the front of the camera a lot. Again, maybe I have a good reputation. No,
Hmm.
he doesn't screw around. He's here to work.
Yeah.
Um, so I seem to be getting a lot of camera time, especially on Thanksgiving as well too. The movie by Eli Roth, that new slasher.
You're in
Um,
Thanksgiving.
I was.
Now I have more of a reason to see it. Nice.
Yeah, I
Awesome.
played the Right Mart security guard after the massacre. You can't
Okay.
miss me because my face is right there.
Awesome. Awesome. I can't wait to watch that. I was going to go see it in theaters, but dude, like, the holiday time, it's just like you can't get out. I don't
Right Mart was. Sir, go ahead.
No, no, you go ahead, man.
Thanksgiving is definitely a throwback to 80s, 90s slasher movies,
Mhm.
but a lot more violent.
I love those. I love those. And Eli Roth is fantastic. Like, dude's an incredible
He was
worker.
great with us.
Yeah.
He was great with us. Patrick Dempsey, like that was all shot what we did was Easter weekend this year.
Oh, wow, okay. So not
So
that long ago.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Thanksgiving, I'm not going to spoil anything for you. But again, a sequel's already been announced
Oh
officially by
shit.
him,
Okay.
right?
Nice.
Um, but yeah, I was hoping to get a glorious death scene. Your first horror movie, you want to go out in style. It did not happen.
Yeah.
Maybe in the sequel.
Yeah, hey, right? There you go. Um What else, man? What else? Any besides Thanksgiving? You work on anything cool?
Um, well, there's a great one. You're not so invited to my bat mitzvah.
Okay, I've heard that. I didn't see it. Yep.
I played a dancing bat mitzvah waiter.
Love it.
That
Love it.
was fun.
Nice. Nice.
Sino Weevil
Yep.
again, police officer again. And then stuff I can't talk about.
There you go. I like that. We'll have to talk when it comes out because yeah, it's cool, seeing you post everything. And I have to shout out here, man. We got to finally meet up. You've been listening to our show, you've been a fan, you've been reaching out. We've become friends. It was awesome to get to meet you even briefly at Fan Expo, man. I wish we could have gone for a beer and had a snack. We were just so busy that weekend.
Oh, I understand. It was great meeting you. I wish I could have met the rest of your amazing crew, but I think they were at the
Yeah, they were working in the press room. We were so busy, but yeah, man, like I plan on being out in Toronto a bunch more, definitely for Fan Expo. So we'll definitely do something with the whole crew, sit down. It'll be great. But
oh,
I want to talk about Fan Expo, right? And
yep.
this summer because it was a weird time, and I want to get kind of your take and experience because it was during the dual strikes, right, with SAG-AFTRA and the WGA, and
Yep.
that had an effect on the convention. I'm sure that had an effect on you getting work. I know that those strikes were U.S. based, but I think that still carries over into stuff that shoots in Canada. I guess what was working? I mean, not working, but I guess going through the strike like with you. And then I have to ask. I don't know if you were able to get in, but just having someone like Michelle Hurd in Toronto for Fan Expo, but standing in solidarity with the actors that were also on strike there as well, because it was just a crazy weekend of her kind of showing her support.
Yeah, and a lot of the actors there, they couldn't talk about the projects they were doing and stuff like that as well too. Because I met Todd Stashwick very quickly, and I said to him, thanks for standing up for even the background actors like us as well too. It's so very appreciative. He was like, no problem. It's great to meet you. But it definitely slowed everything down. There's so much that shoots up here, right? Gen V shoots up here. The boys. Um, both 2 out of 3 Star Trek shows,
Yeah,
right? So there's so much that shoots up here. It made I was expecting it to be a lot busier summer, but yeah, and I know they're all ramping up now. But yeah, it was a lot quieter this summer than
yeah,
I expected it to be. But Michelle Hurd was fantastic. So was Jerry Ryan.
yeah,
They definitely took their selves to a bigger level now after that, all that, right?
yeah, yeah. They really have, and it's amazing how like just listening to her speak. Not only at Fan Expo, I got to speak with her for 10 minutes on the convention floor for a little bit. It's amazing to have someone like that. Listen, like if I was ever to join SAG-AFTRA, or I'm a writer, so WJ, man, that's the dream one day. It's amazing to think that you have the support of someone like her who is so passionate and will fight for you and go back. And I think, a lot of people could have said for Fan Expo, I got to meet Todd Stashwick, I got to meet Michelle Hurd, I got to meet, Ahsoka Tano, I got to meet Ashley Eckstein. No, I like my highlight of that convention was like I got to listen to Michelle Hurd talk about workers' rights and be passionate, and that was like just so cool.
Well, a lot of these actors have been background actors like me, so they want to protect the future generations. If your kids or if I have
Yeah.
kids down the road, so they have the ability to enjoy what we've done, right?
Yep. Exactly.
Look,
Exactly.
some of the biggest actors were background people. I think Stallone was, Brad Pitt
Hmm.
was, Ben Affleck was, if I'm not mistaken, Matt Damon. So, some of these actors, you got to protect the future generations because some of these could be the next A-listers, right?
Yep. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, man.
And I got to meet you.
Yeah. Hey.
That
Yep.
was great. It
It
wasn't very
was.
long, but
No, no. Yeah, like I said, man, I wish we could have done more. But next time in Toronto, we'll do lunch. We'll hang out because I'd love to just pick your brain more and chill because we don't know just appreciate your support of the show, but your friendship as well. And it's cool. It's always cool to have someone like you to like have your face out there who's like worked on these shows and kind of doing the rounds and answering people's questions and just being an awesome member of the Trek community, man.
I think I can't remember when I started watching your show. I think it might have been season one of Picard.
Okay. Oh, we didn't
I can't
cover
remember.
season 1 of Picard, but maybe season
Was it
2.
two?
It was
Maybe
probably 2. We
season
started
two?
covering 2. Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha.
That was our sorry we're so harsh this year season. Oh man.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
it's been crazy.
Yeah. Um listen, I know that you've told me a couple of times you can't tell us what you're working on now, so obviously have to respect that, but we want to be able to talk to you even if it's not Star Trek at some point about that when you can. So think about that later down the line. Before we go, where can people find you if you have any final thoughts? If you want to say anything else, man.
It's been a pleasure, Julian. Like I said, I wish we could have spent more time at Fan Expo. I've always enjoy what your crew puts together on your shows. Um, and you get to see the side from a background actor that you don't, there's a lot of etiquettes with background actors on Star Trek. You don't talk to the main cast unless they talk to you first, right? There's enough people that have done that and gotten kicked off sets and stuff. So you get to see maybe a lot of the stuff that you might not hear from the A-listers. They can hear from,
Right.
the background guys like a different perspective, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. And it was very cool to have it, man. So, listen, I want to say happy holidays to you. Thank you so much for coming on. It's always a pleasure. Let's get you back on Star Trek. I don't know how I do that, but keep
Oh, I'm
applying and
trying.
we'll
Oh,
put it
I'm
out into
trying.
the ether too. We'll put it out into the ether too. David, thank you so much.
Let me play a Klingon.
Yeah, play a Klingon. Dude, did you see the new those incredible new helmets that they do? Like they do a prosthetic on a helmet and then just fit it to you. It's so cool. Technology's
Oh,
awesome. So let's get
oh,
you
that's
in one of
cool.
those.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Season three. Come on, guys.
Season 3, let's go. All right, sir. Well, it was a pleasure. Happy holidays. Live long and prosper. We'll talk
Live
soon,
long
yeah?
and prosper, pal. All the best.
Yep. See you later.
See you, pal.